Welcome everyone to the Nelsonville Media Company. We are live inside of the Mine Tavern in Nelsonville on the Square. I am Joe Higgins, and with me today are owners and managers of the Mine Tavern. We got Patrick Norway, we got Becky Norway here. Ron Norway's probably off working somewhere to get things done. Boy, what a roller coaster, guys. I think everybody knows why we're here, to talk about the revitalization of the mine after the collapse here. So some background. This is the second oldest tavern in the state, in 1842. But you guys took over in 23. Why did you want to jump into it? Let's start back there. Let's get some background. Why did you want to get into this business?
Both my boys had worked here before. Patrick was managing at the time. I had to retire earlier than I wanted to, so we just kind of did this as a business opportunity and to make it a community place. You know, that was our big thing, was, you know, we wanted it kid friendly. There's not a lot for the kids to do around here.
Well, I think you accomplished that. This is a place where I know that Nelsonville, York has had its feeds for different athletes, different players, different people there. I know that the lunch and just the food in general has been a big draw to the area. So were you able to do what you wanted to do? Do you feel like you were able to make it that community spot?
Once we got Patrick in this position, he just took it and ran with it. And he's doing awesome.
What was your vision to do that, to make that a community place? What was your vision to make that work?
I've been involved with sports in our community my entire life, being from an athlete to a coach to a commentator to a spectator, and it's something I truly enjoy. So if there was a way to incorporate it into a place where we can provide a safe, friendly family environment where kids can come play pool or just hang out and get a burger, and some kids that need some help, we'll gladly help them out and take care of them here.
Both of you, in your opinion, what made the mine special before the collapse? So what was it that made it the place where you wanted to work at, where you wanted to own, and where you wanted people to come in and feel at home? I feel like this is a place where memories are made. People come here to celebrate, people come here to mourn. People come here for an escape. People come here to feel part of something. So that's just been the driving force, is we want somewhere safe, because I have a child now with some bonus boys and they're all young, so I want to make sure that when they get to the age, they have somewhere they can go where they feel safe, they can have fun and not get in trouble.
And this is for people that are older, my generation of, it's the cheers of town. You know, a lot of us, we grew up in here. We played pool, and, you know, just when it was kind of connected, parents would be over here, kids would be over there eating pizza and playing pinball machines or whatever. It's just a big part of the community.
So just after Valentine's Day this year, your husband, your dad, is here working, and he hears a noise. And that just, I imagine the collapse of the wall also kind of collapsed your world in terms of what was going to happen next and the uncertainty. But can you take me through the emotional ride of when you first heard the news to where we are today?
First, it was the shock factor. Nothing really was really setting in. Right when it happened, we had all the first responders, emergency personnel, and just trying to get it to a safer point. The shock factor was still running on adrenaline at that point, so nothing was really processing until that evening. That was when it really kind of sunk in, that everything that we just worked so hard for and sunk so much time and money into could be gone like that.
Yeah.
And so that, first the shock, then the heartbreak, and then the next morning it was let's get to work. You can't sit around and cry about stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of us obviously meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So there was no way that we were going to just lay down and let this place get demolished like the original port was trying for.
Sure. And I imagine your husband Ron was here, but he was safe. There wasn't any danger. But After that had passed, what was your thoughts, your reaction?
Well, when he had gone upstairs and saw the wall out, and he called me, he's like, I already called the squad, the 911.
Yeah.
Just make sure everybody is safe. They were telling me it was going to have to come down. And that's when I was talking with McFadden's from day one, because it was auto owners that thought it would be cheaper to throw it down and build a new one back up. And Jim really with McFadden's, and I really, just told him that wasn't an option. So auto owners worked with us through getting things done, and the whole community just jumped in.
We're going to jump into that here shortly. So this 6-foot sectional wall that collapses, it's amazing that 6 feet could make the difference of what it was, because you wouldn't think, oh, that's not that big a deal, but this was a load bearing, and it was also connected to where you were close to the other buildings, so their businesses were also potentially affected. So I understand why the different opinions came out. That had to have been tough for you guys too, though, that uncertainty.
Oh yeah, that's when we reached out to the local members of our community, and one of the first people I reached out to was Jeff Maiden, our county engineer, and he gave me the best advice was get a second opinion and then go get a third opinion. And
we did.
Told me the story of his father saving Stewart's Opera House, and that was honestly a big driving force on motivating me to, hey, we can make this place.
It's been done before.
Yeah.
What did you learn caused the collapse? Why did it fall? Just age?
200-year-old building with the winter that we had this year with all the snow, extra weight, and then freeze thaw, and just ended up getting into a mortar joint and took out part of it. But thankfully, the rest of the building is still structurally intact and inspected by a structural engineer. So we're confident now that we're in a good spot.
So you went at some point being told that this building was have to be raised, torn down. You could rebuild if you wanted to, that sort of thing. It's possible to keep it the way it is and just fix the parts that need to be. That change of direction, constantly being pulled one way or another, or getting advice from different people. How did you maintain just your we got to get this through, we got to continue on a straight line? How did you maintain that to the end goal of getting this place back open?
A lot of it was our community, our friends and family, patrons that became friends and family. That was the wild thing when it very first happened. The amount of calls that me and my father received from local friends who work trade, have construction experience, were ready to come in here same day. And we had to pump the brakes on that and be like, there's
some red tape.
Yeah, I'm about to say, they got these really cool things called state inspectors that don't want two of my buddies in here just going to town on stuff just yet. So, but just the highs and lows, because to be honest, it was in my mind, it was coming down for one day. And the very next morning, I was ready to rebuild. There was no way of the teardown was ever going to happen if I had anything I could possibly do to make that.
How about you? How did you stay so steadfast?
Well, there's a lot of tears, a lot of laughter, tons of support, and just leaning on each other. And Patrick, he's one that, I know a guy. He knows a lot of guys, so he just once he went through all the construction part of it, and I was doing the back end with the insurance company, and so just a lot of mixed emotions, but a ton of support.
There's still work to be done. There's still work going on in the background while we're talking right now of getting it to where you're going to be happy with, you're finished, if you will. Maybe.
That'll never happen. I'm one of the people where it's never good enough. There's always room for improvement, so we'll continuously. There's still a lot that we want and need to do, but it'll always be an ongoing project where I can try to find something that I can do better, make it safer, make it friendlier, make it more affordable. I'm always trying. So, but right now I got a pretty good laundry list of things to do.
Of course, why not, right? You touched on it a little bit earlier, but why was it so important to keep the mine as it was and to get back open? And I mean, you could have walked away, you could have found something else to do, but why was it so important to you guys?
Our community. And just, I know my memories that I have here, friends, family, they all have so many memories here. We still have a tree out back that I was astonished to find out how many people's ashes were sprinkled back there. But it's one of those things that I want that. I take honor in that and pride, where if someone's willing to make our establishment their final resting ground, I think that's something to be really proud of. And and just some of the stories that have been told and the amount of memories that people have made here, good and bad. There's all kinds of stories that people can tell, and I didn't want that to disappear, just because in today's world, a lot of our history is being torn down for all the new stuff that's coming in. But if there's nothing wrong with this place, so I don't think we should change it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Becky, anything to add to that about the why that it was so important to get it back the way it was?
No, just the memories and keeping people's memories. This is a place where people, when they come home for Thanksgiving, they come here the day before Thanksgiving. You know, it's just kind of the history.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that community response, because benefits were set up, donations were taken to help your employees who were displaced. Tell me about what that was like, that feeling you guys got with that community support.
It was more of a surreal feeling. I didn't think that people cared that much about what we were doing. I always knew that I had a great friend and support group, but when you get to see it on a scale this big, it really opens up your eyes, and I realized I got a lot of friends, and the quality of people that we have in this area just shows you on how many people were willing to step up and do whatever they needed to. And just thankful for everyone that was involved with getting to the point where we are now.
How about for you?
Yeah, I'm used to being on the other side, doing the fundraisers and all that. So to be on this side was pretty humbling, and it just, you don't realize how many people you've touched. You know, I think we have fed every child in Nelsonville. So it was emotional.
You had experts coming in to deliver wherever they could in their fields, whether it was construction or whether it was catering or whatever it was. You got to do some pretty cool stuff with benefit-wise, some fundraisers and things like that. When you look back, what do you want to say to those people? What do you want to say to the community?
Thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And I got spoiled through the whole process because I got to do some really cool things, which you were a part of that as well. And with the wrestling show, the concert, another thing that was really moving was our Nelsonville Youth Baseball League partnered with Trimble Youth Baseball League and did a fundraiser with t-shirts. And as a lot of people know, Trimble and Nelsonville, it's kind of like oil and water sometimes, but
when tragedies and things happen, boy, do they come together.
Oh yeah, no, that's the cool thing, was the great people over the hill didn't hesitate to jump in and step and say, hey, how can we help?
Sure.
Is there a part that we could be a part of this? And just that was another really cool thing that I was really proud of.
And they started the fundraisers. It's not like we went to people and asked. So that just really shows us
the impetus that they wanted to take that on, and they just wanted to do those things. We'll talk about it, show some pictures and things like that as we've gone through, as we have, but what are some of the renovations that were made? What are some of the changes? If someone had seen it, say, 2 years ago, and now they come in again today, what are the changes?
The floor is going to be the big thing that stands out. We miss our floor. We had the original tile floor in here, but there were some imperfections with that floor. With it settling through the years, and just it was uneven, and We had some tripping hazards, which back then we didn't mind, but we're very thankful to not have them anymore.
Yeah.
Our new wall, they completely ripped out that side of our building and dug a 36-inch footer and then poured a 36-inch poured wall on the first story, and then an over-engineered wood-studded.
She ain't going nowhere.
No. So if we ever have a hurricane hit southeastern Ohio, we will be one of the safest places you could ever be. And then Wes and Noel Pierce just made this place look better than I could have imagined.
There's some lighting changes. You got a new bar. There's a lot of different things.
Yeah, the new storefront.
Yeah.
There's a couple things that here, our new HVAC system. There's a lot of new things, but there's still a lot of the same things. So.
And what was important for you to keep? What did you want to make sure stayed?
The tin.
The walls.
Yeah.
The walls were a big thing that we wanted.
The ceiling.
Yeah.
We wanted the floor to stay, but it is what it is, kind of deal.
And those pieces were put in one at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that was.
I was able to. They got me a bucket, so I'm still gonna figure out something to make. So.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we wanted to save the bar, but when everything happened, they had to move the bar, and it broke, and it was from the 70s, so
Yeah.
or 80s. It was an old bar.
Yeah.
So, but it was. We were able to keep a lot of things. We were able to keep our bar in between. So that was. I feel like we did a good job of blending the old with new.
So in July, a couple false starts, but you finally got her open. Finally able to welcome the community. Big ribbon cutting ceremony. Lots of people. What was that like? What was that like? That moment you got to open the doors back to the public.
Hell yeah. All right, my mom's going to start off first and say a couple things, and then we'll get this show rolling.
I just want to thank everybody. This wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the whole community.
Can't hear you.
I want to thank you. This would not be possible if it wasn't for everybody in the community and the businesses. And I'll let Patrick finish the rest.
First, I want to say thank you to everyone that came here today, everyone that came to the benefits, everyone that offered phone calls, messages, a hug, a shoulder to cry on, or a cold beer, because I drank a couple since this has happened. But seriously, I know to us it felt like 50 years, but the work that our local tradesmen put into this place is pretty. I mean, excuse my language, but yeah, it turned out better than what we could have ever imagined, and it's all because of you guys. With everything, benefits to me getting to the opportunity to be a professional wrestler for a day. My stunner was badass. I don't care what anybody says. But just everything and the support we've had, and we just can't thank you guys enough as a community and as a family, friends. We love you all, and we're so excited to share this beautiful place with you guys again. Yeah. Now we're gonna cut the ribbon. I got a knife by Mr. Evan Siemba right here. That's gonna cut it. But my dad wants to say something to you real quick.
Short and sweet. I'm gonna get right to the point. Did you miss us? Cheers.
We're ready?
Just like the bedroom.
1, 2, 3.
The biggest weight off my shoulders of my life. It just felt, and I spearheaded this project in the opening date, and I set almost an unrealistic goal.
Of course.
But I'm a pusher, and
Yep.
I had amazing tradesmen in here, so I was pretty confident. But I still had a lot of doubters, but that just fed us to motivate us more to get it finished. And then when it finally did happen, just the relief coming off my shoulders, I can sit them down for a second and
Then get back to work.
oh yeah. But I did take my 5 minutes to really take it in and enjoy it.
How about you, Becky, when you
The-
see that crowd?
Well, the staff came in for the 3 days, and I mean, they worked their buttons off, hours to make it happen. And that day, I kind of sat there and just watched. So it was to
It's-
see people's faces and overhear some stories.
You know, we've spent several minutes here talking about the mine and what it was and what happened and what it is now, and it still doesn't feel like we've just captured an essence of this place. I don't know if it's describable. Can you guys put it into words at all about this whole journey that you've had from buying it, having it collapse, rebuilding it, reopening it, and all of the adventures along the way of the people you've been able to meet, the impact you've had on lives, as you've talked about, the community, everything from people suffering breakups to finding love to having people pass or mourn and celebrations and all of those things that the mine has been there for. Can you put it into words what that means?
I don't think it's possible. Just the funny thing is when we first bought this place, we instantly started replacing everything. And the running joke was, we've replaced everything but the building.
Theseus ship.
Yeah, shouldn't have said that once.
I had just said that on Saturday because we had just got our walk-in. It had been maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, okay, everything in here's been replaced. And I called her the next day, and I said, well, remember when I said that? I said, now it's the building.
Now it's the building. Well, as we wrap up here, so first tell people why they should come to the mine. Just give a little shout out to people who haven't been here before, where you been, and why they should come and check you out.
It's one of the coolest, oldest places you've ever seen. I'm biased, but I feel like my staff is second to none. I also feel our patrons are second to none. So if you're looking for an enjoyable dinner experience or even a late night get together, just like tonight we have music bingo and karaoke. Just something to do. Check us out to see what all the hype's about.
And I guess lastly, just anything else you want to say to the viewers through this journey that you guys have gone through, and I know we're continuing to go through, but you're on the other side.
Well, we're going to start doing the lunch specials, which is not on the menu. Of course, our Mine Burger, what we're known for, all the fresh hand patties, fresh cut fries. It's a great place to come, and we're just happy to have the community behind us and everybody coming in. We have people coming in from Stewart's Opera House, the cabins when they rent. It's just a really cool place to see a lot of history.
Come for the food and drink, stay for the people.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. I want to thank Becky and Patrick Norway for joining us here on the Nelsonville Media Company. We'll see you next time.